Yo, it's Friday night, 9 p.m. sharp. You know what time it is.
Narcocop and Tim T hitting you with that Lambo energy.
He's Mike by name, but the streets call Narcocop. Used to bust dealers, now he's busting long shots. Retired badge, now he's bad with the bets. Octagon fiend, cashing slips, no regrets. Friday night fight, Seki poured on ice. Lambo Plays podcast, breaking down the price. Got parlays, KO, subs in round 3. Split decision magic, cashing like a G. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KO's up B round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big LFG. Tim Troiano, lotion in hand. Tennis coach by day, fight fan of the land. Watching WMMA, yeah, you know the drill. Playing with himself, just joking, but still. Impressions fly, Katona in the house. Roses Jr. squeaking, Tim's loud like a mouse. Cornholio vibes, he's stealing the show. Narcos like bruh, but they still go toe to toe. Round 2 chaos, round 3 gold. Split decisions, bets unfold. Side case sipping, parlays lit. Lambo energy, never quit. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KOSOB round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big LFG. Narcocop, Timmy T, Friday nights, a Lambo Plays podcast. Where long shots live large and splits hit harder. We out. We out. We out.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Narcocop MMA. This is the Lambo Plays podcast, episode 147, UFC Perth. I'm your host, Mike, along with my co-host, Tim Troiano. Timothy, you had a week off. Actually, you had 2 weeks off now because we had a week off of no UFC, and you took a week off because you weren't feeling too well. So hope you're feeling well now. You're back. Everybody in chat missed you. We've lost, as I've seen, we've lost 2 fights. We just lost the Tafa fight, the other Tafa brother, which is insane. Both Tafas pulled out. And then we lost that Mikhailov versus Oban Elliott fight. So 2 fights are off. We have a missed weight by one of the guys here. A complete shame that this guy missed weight again. So we will talk about that.
I didn't see. Was that who was that?
We'll talk about it later. We're gonna announce it later. It's one of the guys that we have to make fun of him a little bit. Anyways, yeah. How do you feel about UFC Perth? Are you rejuvenated here? Are you ready to hit a Lambo parlay? Are you ready to hit at least 5 Lambos? What are you ready for?
I'm ready for that, dude. I'm ready. I'm pumped to get back at it. Yeah, I'm sick as a dog, dude. I was sick for a fucking while, but feeling way better. Glad to be back. Glad to chop it up with you. And yeah, let's get some money for the people.
Yeah. Dana White's Contender Series, not so great for me this week. I kind of got hosed, honestly, on the women's fight, under 2.5. And I had the other girl at round 2, round 3. She dropped her. She was going to finish. And it was just a kind of a bad beat.
And then she let her up.
Yeah, in round 3, correct.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and then we had a max bet today on PFL, which was nice. We bet the guy at minus 190. He looked, I don't know, minus 10,000. Like, I don't think the other guy landed a single punch in that fight. It was hilarious. But It's always nice to cash those, coming off that, minus 2.7 units, I think, on Contender Series. We got them all back here. And we also swept KSW. I forgot about that. That was really good. So anyways, let me go over to my chat. Shout out my chat. Only 125 people in here today. What is going on? Is there anything important today other than Lambo Plays podcast? Well, what's going on here? Anyway, share, like, retweet, do everything. Let's get more people in here. I think we're going to have a good day. I feel a good day ahead of us. I feel a good day tomorrow. And let me go over to my chat. Dixon. Hi, Narco. Hi, Tim. Guys, word on the streets is that because this is a special card, Tim will be mixing this week's lotion with Vegemite to really get into and feel that Aussie vibe. Do you know what Vegemite is?
It's gross.
Dude,
I
now that he mentions it, I have to say a story. Okay, I've been to Australia twice. Okay, and I have my uncle used to live out there, my aunt, they still live out there, and all my cousins, right? Bunch of cousins. I go out there and I'm, mind you, I'm 21 years old. I'm going out there and I want to party, I want to have fun, Australia, blah, blah, blah. My cousin, I go to sleep, I wake up, my cousin's like, oh, come on, I got the best breakfast for you. I'm like, what is it? He pulls out this thing called Vegemite. I'm like, well, what is that? He's like, oh, this is the best spread and this and that. I'm like, okay. Dude, the minute, it wasn't even about tasting it, Tim. The minute he opened that thing up, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, get that shit away from me, dude. Like, this is what you guys eat down here? And he's like, yeah, this is the best. What do you mean? I'm like, dude, this is awful. And then, dude, one day, my cousin knew that I hated like seafood and pizza. He invites me to go get pizza. And bro, their pizzas out there, they put all types of shit in there. Pineapple, anchovies, all types of shit in there. This guy stuffed anchovies in my pizza. Didn't tell me. I took a bite, bro, and I started throwing up. Right by literally, it took a bite in the car. I'm like, pull the fuck over. I got to throw up. It was terrible, dude. I bit right into an anchovy. It's the worst. So, yeah, that's my Australia story. I've been down there twice, actually. I love the country. It's a great country. So, yeah. All right. Azure Blue, how are you? And welcome back, Tim. She says, we missed you and thank you. Appreciate you as well. Buster Jensen says, as Romero said, no for gay Jesus? What does that mean? I have no freaking clue. I don't even know why I pulled that up. I don't even know what that means. But Elijah Juan, let's effing go, my man. Mushrooms in the house. What's up? 22 hours. But you didn't put the minutes and seconds. What the hell is wrong with you? Half the battle. Smash that like button for the boys, he says. Appreciate you, Dan. Go check them out. Half the Battle podcast. Great podcast. I appreciate Dan. He's also a good friend of mine. Jewish Better says, the police are in the house with fire emoji. Yes, they are. Spafferin, card is canceled. Rest in peace, Tafas. Yeah, they're done. Danny Link, best time of the day. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you for joining. Nanandal says, perf fisticuffs. Yeah. Craig Crowley, what's up, guys? What's up, Craig? Joseph Curry, let's get it. Let's freaking get it, my man. What else do we have here? Benino, okay, we're going to talk about those. Vinny Diaz, let's effing go. Let's effing go, my man. Eric Albright says, what is up, good people? What's up, my man? Breaking Bad Boxing, what's up, my man? What's good? Guy has some good boxing picks there. Bill Fay, hey guys, let's cash some Lambos. What's up, my man? Felipe, good luck this weekend as well. What's up, my man? Dravi, what's up, brother? Narco and Tim, Dravi, good people out there. Very good guy, sharp dude. Glenbot, what's up, my man? Thank you also for joining. We got William Robbins in the house. What's up, William Robbins? HRB says he just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. Now I get the song lyric. Dude, that Vegemite is, I can't explain to you guys how bad it is. I literally can't. Chronic Combat, what's up, my man? Locked in, get the Lambo ready. It's a Narco and Tim time. Matt Cohen, What's up, my friend? Thank you for joining as well. He says, what's up, fellas? He never misses a show. We appreciate you, my friend. We appreciate the support. Brando, we missed out on Michaela finishing Oban. Yeah. All right. 200 live viewers, Tim. Are you ready to start out with a great lotion fight for the first fight of the night? It is in the strawweight division. It is the 27-year-old Alexa Thainara at 12-1, standing at 5'4", 67-inch reach against the 29-year-old Loma Lookboonmee, 5'1", 61.5-inch reach, and she's 10-3 record. This is in the strawweight division, Tim. Current line, we are looking at Loma Lookboonmee coming back at plus 197, and the money line on Thainara minus 232 on BetOnline. Tim, kick us off here. You had 2 weeks off. You had 2 weeks prepare for this first fight of the night. Take out your lotion and let us know what we're getting here.
Yeah, lotion will not be out in this entire card. The other women's fight is the same way. I think that there's arguments to be made for Ulberg having the lotion out. I'm kidding, by the way. But yeah, no, I mean, seriously, with this fight, I think it could go a couple different ways. Obviously, it kind of really matters to me how Thainara comes at this fight. I think that she's had times in fights where she's been overconfident in how she fights, and like kind of fights with some swag and goes to her opponent's strengths and takes a person down and then lets them up. And then I, see her fight against Molly McCann, and she does exactly what she's supposed to do against Molly McCann and finishes her instantaneously. So I think that there's just going to be a huge physicality edge here for Thainara. In women's MMA, it's just kind of that's like the first thing that I'm looking at is who's stronger, who's physically going to be having those edges, and not just size, but just physicality. I think there's major edge for Thainara here in physicality and strength, athleticism. I think Loma is extremely small for this weight class. She could fight at atom weight if she lost weight. And then Loma's side, I think Loma's a very good Muay Thai striker, good in the clinch, dangerous there. She's shown that she's improved her grappling a little bit offensively in some of these fights when she needs it, which is actually kind of interesting because I think a lot of the fights that she's using it in, she would have thought that she would have had an edge striking, and she just didn't really necessarily have as big an edge as she thought, and she started grappling. So she has added that wrinkle to her game, but I just don't think that I don't think it's something that's excellent. I don't think that her defensive grappling is that good. She's been taken down by multiple fighters that don't really have great, offensive wrestling and grappling and aren't really physical beasts like Thainara is. So I think if Thainara knows the assignment, I think that she's going to try to strike a little bit, try to set herself up and not just, be trying to go for takedown after takedown. But I think if she sets up her strikes, her striking isn't terrible. I think that she can jab her way into a clinch or jab her way into a single leg or a power double and get her down. And then once she's down, I think that this is similar to the Montague fight for me. Like once she's down, I feel like that's when the physicality is going to be like, she's going to have opportunities to get like strength subs. Like she might not be technical, but I think that she'll be able to like bully her way to positions and be able to like get Kimura type shit, or just position herself just by physicality, not necessarily technicality. So for me in the first one, I like Thainara by sub. I bet it early in the week at plus 400. I think it's like plus 310 now. I think that's still okay. Anything over 3-1, I think is fine. I like the 4-1 a lot more, but yeah, I like Thainara by sub in this one. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting fight because when I look at the fight, I am not a big Thainara guy, honestly. I think she's very, very sloppy on her feet. She's throwing like extremely weird spinning kicks, like ugliest spinning kicks you could possibly imagine in Dana White's Contender Series over and over again, which is a fight IQ problem, right? Like you're doing these ugly spinning kicks. Like they had no chance of landing, dude. Like, and she keeps doing them. Her striking is extremely sloppy, man. She's very, very sloppy. And it's like, I'm not really impressed with with her outside of the physicality, like you mentioned, which is, you know, I mean, it's really big in MMA. That's the thing. Like her physicality is definitely real, right? So I do think, because I'm trying to look for my notes because I wrote some good notes on this. And okay, here it is. And you know, I the one thing with her is the timing on her takedowns are really good. Like she times them just blast. It's not even like, it's just like a strength takedown, like a blast double, right? And she gets girls down. But I just think like her best part of her game is not even any of that. It's her jujitsu. Like she's just really good to get the back. She's really good at finding submissions, right? She's just really good at that. And you know, that's probably because she works with that Reyes camp. You know, she's in that Reyes camp. She's really good with the jujitsu. I think she's either a brown or black belt at this point. So she's super dangerous. You know, when she gets to your back, there's a reason why this girl has, you know, a bunch of fucking rear naked chokes. Like all of her submissions are arm bars and rear naked chokes. And she's just really good with those positions. When I look at Loma, like here's the thing also with Thainara, I did want to mention. She is very heavy on her lead leg, like extremely lead leg heavy. Loma's going to get a chance to blast those legs. I can almost assure you she's going to land some big shots on her legs. The issue I have with Loma is she's very good in the clinch because she's Muay Thai. Like she's a world champion in Muay Thai. Like she has good knees and stuff, but she's too willing to engage in the clinch, which I think will be a downfall for her here. Like, because Thainara is going to be bigger, right? Thainara is probably going to be stronger. And so with that physicality, I think she's going to get her down, you know? And if she gets her down, I do see, you know, Thainara maybe getting to the back. Thainara maybe getting, you know, an arm triangle. Thainara maybe getting to mount and an arm bar. I don't think Loma's a slouch on the ground, honestly. I think she's good, actually. For being a Muay Thai girl, I think she's really improved her grappling over the time. And she's literally, if you look at her career, she's literally out-grappled almost everybody, right? The only person to out-grapple her was Loopy. Loopy was the only one. And Loopy is a better wrestler than Thainara, but she's not as strong. So I think that's the issue for Loma here. She's too willing to engage in the clinch. I think she's better off like staying at distance. Even though she's shorter, she can launch her kicks. She's a much cleaner striker, way cleaner than Thainara. She can hit those kicks. She can land some punches with Thainara being very wild. But if she starts engaging in the clinch, I just think that's Thainara's world. And even if she gets on top, let's say Loma hip throws her or tosses her like she did to Gomes, I still think she can get reversed, and now she's on bottom. So, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think so I just bet it at 333 sub on Bet365. That's the best line out there. I think that's fine, man. I really do. I think, you know, it's a pretty big gap in jiu-jitsu here. And when you look, who's the best jiu-jitsu girl that Loma's faced?
Exactly. It was exactly what I was going to say. Yes, 100%. No one.
I mean, maybe Denise Gomes.
Gomes. Yeah, it's Gomes.
And she had submission attempts on her. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't think that there's the same physicality like Gomes and Thainara. I think just not even close to the same physicality.
I will say that I am looking to fade Thainara. Going like if it's the right matchup, I am looking to fade this girl because I don't think she's very good.
You need somebody that is physical and strong and can counter wrestle. I mean, just like a Loopy. If
I get a girl that can counter wrestle this girl, I'm 100% going to take her.
Yeah, like Loopy would be like just an ideal like
Loopy. I would play. I would literally play her against this girl. So, all right, let's move on. Unless we have something in chat. What happened here? Come on, Narco. I got a $3,500 tax bill. Need a Lambo. Don't want to sell my Solana. Oh, this guy has a lot of Solana in ADA, huh? Oh, you're stashing it. You're stashing it, Justin. Worth it says, leave the lotion behind on this one. Trust me. I think he threw it in the garbage for this one. Tim doesn't even have lotion at all. He sold it.
No,
did you return it to the Walgreens? Didn't they say what's going on? Why are you returning lotion on a Friday?
They just asked me, and I said, "Hey, listen, it's Thainara Loma Lookboonmee. It's Montague versus Carolina. This is all we got." So
I mean, Montague. Come on, Montague's not that. Come on, Tim, you're killing me, Smalls.
I'm saying no, nothing there.
No, Montague's not bad.
Is she? I'll need to take another look.
You got to go to the IG, Tim. You're doing yourself a disservice. All right. Fight number 2. It is in the heavyweight division. It is the 5-1 Elisha Ellison, 28 years old, 5'11", 73-inch reach, versus the 4-1 Brando Pericic, 31 years old, 6'5", 77-inch reach. And I will kick this one off here. Well, when you look at this fight, the one thing that quickly sticks out, Tim, is the size advantage. I mean, this is a huge size advantage for Brando Pericic. We don't have face-offs yet. It's not until for whatever reason, it's in an hour and a half, the face-offs, ceremonial weigh-in. So, but Pericic is huge, man. 6'5", 77-inch reach. And I got quite a bit of notes on this guy. I mean, he's got a lengthy kickboxing background. Good kickboxer. I think he was the IKSA champion along with another one. But he was 18-2 as a kickboxer. A lot of knockouts. Heavy power in his hands, Tim. He also has fucking nasty kicks when he wants them. But he's kind of green in MMA, and being only 5 fights in, he's 4-1. In his lone loss, he got submitted against. Honestly, the guy he fought is like a decent regional guy who's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He has pretty good grappling. He had good cardio. It's a high-paced back and forth fight. But Pericic does get very sloppy on the ground. I mean, somehow he reversed this guy and got on top a couple times and stuff like that, but he's just not solid on the ground. He's a kickboxer, and he makes a lot of mistakes. His opponent, Elisha Ellison, is just as green, dude. Like, see, he's 5-1, right? But he's actually more green than Pericic when it comes to combat sports. This dude was an Army veteran, Tim. He was a police officer for 3 or 4 years. And he literally recently started training MMA, like 4 years ago. He started training MMA. So he also didn't really have like a background in combat sports at all. Like no boxing. I didn't see any type of background on him. So this guy literally came in. He's athletic, right? He's an athletic guy. He's short. He's stocky, but I'm trying to like watch his tape, and it's like nothing is really good. He's like getting takedowns against absolute bums. He got dropped in his amateur debut against an absolute can. Then he gets dropped again in his pro debut against the can. And the thing with this guy is like I guess he wants to take the fight to the ground, but he's just not very good down there, dude. He trains with those guys in Washington with Chase Hooper and them. But I mean, he's very green, even in the grappling, even in everything. I don't think this guy is any good at anything. In the fight where he got finished, it was arm triangle. He got arm triangled. I mean, he was winning kind of round 1, and then he got arm triangled against this Pearson guy who's like 37. And he's only fought in this like muckle shoot. Like, I don't even know. Is this in like, yeah, it's a Washington muckle shoot fight night. Just an absolute horrific organization. This is Pericic for me, man. Big guy, lots of combat experience. He's gonna stuff the takedowns against Ellison, and he's gonna knock him out in round 1, dude. That's all I have. Like I'm just gonna take Pericic round 1. It's plus 150 on Bally's. I don't even want to mess around with the KO. It's like 10, 15 cents more. I'm just gonna take straight up round 1 at plus 150 for Pericic. I think he's gonna knock this dude out. And he's gonna make it look easy, to be honest. What do you got, Tim?
I don't have much to add on this one. I only watched a couple fights from Pericic, and then I watched one fight from Ellison. Don't have much to add. I kind of think it's a smash spot for Brando, to be honest. Like I just don't see this guy being able to take him down. The size difference is just massive, and the striking on Ellison in the fight that I watched was just tragic. So I just don't think that he has just no defense. Like he just gets hit really, really hard in every single fight. Like just every single opportunity the guy struck, it was like he was just rocking him every single time. So I don't know. I think it's Pericic as well. I think it's Pericic round 1, round 2, probably round 1. You want to get greasy. I mean, round 1 sub is 17-1, but I think it's going to be a knockout. You're muted.
Yeah, I think it's round 1 Pericic KO, to be honest. Javi says Pericic job. I don't think so, man. I know he got one, which is kind of weird, like a back take, but I don't know. He likes to go for ground and pound. I think this guy Ellison's just, I know the one guy Pearson got him with an arm triangle, but I think he's just going to ground and pound him if he gets on top or something, you know. But I don't even think I think he's just going to starch him on the feet, to be honest. I think this guy hits very hard. So, yeah, currently minus 240 on Pericic, plus 205 is the comeback on Ellison. I got early line on Pericic. I got minus 150. Gave it to the Discord at minus 150. It's moved almost $1. So we'll see. Maybe it's the CLV curse. All right. Tim, how do you get lucky like this all the time?
I love it.
How is it? How is it? Fight number 3. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 6-0 Michelle Montague, 31 years old, 5'9", 69-inch reach, versus the 32-year-old, 11-4 Luana Carolina, 5'7", with a 69-inch reach. So kind of similar in height. I mean, a 2-inch reach advantage for Michelle. They're about the same. Metrics are about the same for the most part. But we have a lot more experience on the Luana Carolina side. So what do you have here, Tim? Current line, by the way, it is minus 242 on Michelle Montague, and the comeback is plus 207 on Luana Carolina. What do you have, Tim?
I got to say at first that you might be right, that I might have to have like at least like a travel size lotion at my house for this fight.
I mean, look at, I put the photo up. I mean, is that like
we might have to go travel size lotion on this one, and just to be prepared. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah, I honestly think that this is a very good spot for Montague. She's super green. I don't think that she's got really any striking that can set up her BJJ. I don't think. I mean, it's funny. I'm going to be like kind of shitting on her. I think that it's a confident play for me, but like, I don't think that her like wrestling is per se like great, especially like open mat, like or just like in the middle of the cage. I think that she's just all right. I think that she's very, very good once she can get a body lock and once she can get you on the cage. I think that that's when her physicality is like, it's just another level to a lot of the women that she's fighting. And then once she's on top, dude, I mean, it's the same thing. Like she's got a very good process. Like she's got a very good process to get people to turn their back against her. My only concern in this fight, from my Lambo, which is going to be Montague sub and sub 2-3, is I feel like Carolina's the type of fighter that would just like lay in guard and lose 30-27. So I am concerned about that, but Carolina, on the Carolina side, she's a clearly way better striker, but the physicality, size difference, you have one fighter that's fought at 155 and usually fights at 145. and like it just, and then you have Carolina coming up from 125 to fight at 135. So they might be the same metrics size wise, but they are not the same build and they're not the same muscle tone. And it's just, I feel like Carolina has shown in every single fight that her striking style just allows her to get clinched and taken down. Like she throws big shots. She comes right into the range. You just drop a level. And it's not like good wrestlers, man. Fucking Joanne Wood took her down 2 times. Like it's like everybody is taking her down at least once. And then once she's on the ground, I don't think she's really good. I don't think she's going to be able to defend herself well. There's been multiple people that have had opportunities to sub her. Lipsky sub, that was hilarious. I just think it's going to eventually happen. I think it's eventually going to be something where after she works to get up, maybe in the first round, maybe she can get up if she's on the cage. It's one of those situations where, again, I think in the middle of the cage, I think it's like one takedown, it could be round or fight. I think on the outside of the cage or by the cage, she's going to possibly try to get up. And if that's just when Michelle's going to take her back. So it's just like, Montague sub is plus 180 now. The sub 2 is plus, I think, 700. Sub 3 is plus 1100. Like those are fine by me. I don't necessarily know that it happens in the first round. I think that Carolina might fight off or be able to get up in the first round, but I think in the second round she'll be tired. Third round she'll be tired.
Yeah, I mean, I went back and forth a little bit on this one because I don't really like what I see from Michelle on the feet. Like she looks like a complete bot on the feet, very hittable. She's very slow when it comes to her strikes. Against Abby Montes, she didn't look great there. She was getting her takedown stuff. She got hurt with a kick to the body from Montes. But eventually she got her down and she did her thing. And I think that's where she shines. I think once she gets you down, she's pretty damn good on top, man. She's very heavy on top. She has a wrestling background. She has a jiu-jitsu background. I think she's a black belt, if I'm not mistaken, in jiu-jitsu. She trains with Kayla Harrison for a long time. She kind of fights like Kayla Harrison, to be honest, outside of her striking is obviously not refined, but I mean, she wants to take you down and smash you. She doesn't really, that's the one thing I don't like about her is she just doesn't throw enough ground and pound for me. Like she's constantly just looking for the back take. I think it would help her if she just threw some more elbows, just open up people, make them think about it. She throws them a little bit, but she just throws them just so she can get a little bit of attention from her opponent to get to the back. I think she should open up a little bit more and actually hurt some opponents. I think it'll make her submissions a lot easier. She has submitted every single one of her opponents. And the one thing I realized with her, Tim, is when you look back at somebody and she's 6 for 6 in her pro career, all finishes, right? But man, it's impressive that in all of her amateur fights as well, except one win, all the rest she's finished as well. She's a finisher, man. Like she is hunting for a submission almost all the time. And so when you look at Carolina, obviously she has more UFC experience. I wouldn't say she has more MMA experience just because Michelle has a ton of amateur fights. But the thing with Carolina is she gets taken down, Tim, in every single fight. If you look at her career, Carolina, right? I'm gonna pop it up here real quick. She got taken down. I'm not gonna go early on, but Botelho took her down. Godonias took her down. Molly McCann took her down 2 times. Joanne Wood, Petrovic, Storyalenko, and Pudilova. Every single fight for her last 6 fights, she's been taken down.
Literally one good wrestler.
What?
It's only one good. There's only one good wrestler there.
Yeah, and that was Godonia's up a weight class, short notice.
Yeah.
I don't think Michelle's a good wrestler. Let me say that. I don't think her wrestling is very good. She's kind of like telegraphing her takedowns. I don't think they're great. But once she gets a hold of girls, she's like getting them down. She's strong. And the other thing you have to mention is Michelle's been fighting at 155 and 145. She's dropping down to 135 here. And on the flip side, Luana Carolina has been fighting a lot at 125. And now she's moving up to 135. So there's got to be something there. You know, like this girl fighting 55ers, this other girl's fighting 25ers. That's a 30-pound gap, you know. And whether they're good or no good, she still has to work a lot harder to get these bigger girls down, you know. And I don't think Carolina has like some great takedown defense. I think Carolina actually, she has good clinch work. She has good knees, good elbows. I think she has a good whizzer. I will give her those things. But once she gets grounded, Tim, she's like kind of there. Like she's not really going to get up. And she's honestly been very fortunate in some of these fights where, you know, like Pudilova, I believe, she grounded her literally at the end of the rounds both times, like at the dead end. And she didn't get up. It's like the bell saved her, right? Like the bell. And the other issue I have, big issue with Carolina, is all these fucking sloppy kicks, man. A lot of sloppy kicks. She does spinning back fist. She's gonna put herself in a stupid position to get taken down. I'm almost certain of that. And once Michelle gets on top of her or gets her back, it's gonna be hard to get out, man. Michelle is pretty damn good on the ground, much better than a lot of these girls that she's faced. Even Storyalenko, like, yeah, Storyalenko's a black belt, but she's like an armbar merchant. You know, she's off her back. She's good. She's not good on top. Like Storyalenko's not great on top. So, yeah, I just feel like this is going to be a sub from Michelle. The line's very low. So I'm going to go with the 2-3 sub at plus 440. But Tim, wake up. A whisper bet. You have a whisper bet here. And the whisper bet is Michelle Montague by knee bar plus 500. It's only plus 2,500, which I was kind of surprised on MGM. Hear me out here. Carolina's been knee barred. Michelle has gotten a knee bar in amateurs, okay? But there's more to this. There's more to this. In her fight against, I think it was Petrovic. Petrovic went for like a knee bar on her. She got caught with a knee bar, obviously, against De Silva, right? And it's because she has those like long legs. And the last straw of this, why I actually played this whisper bet, is because Michelle Montague said one of her favorite submissions is the knee bar. And she's going to look to try to get the knee bar in this fight in her interview. So I'm like, all right, wait a second. This girl's been knee barred. This girl has a knee bar. She said it. She loves that submission. And I'm not going to play it now after she says she's going to knee bar her. No, I'm going to fucking play it now. She said it. So, yeah. I mean, the long limbs of Carolina might come back to haunt her here. So I took a sprinkle on that plus 2,500 Michelle Montague by knee bar. All right. Let's see what we have here. Luana, black belt in Muay Thai. Yeah, she's good in Muay Thai. I give her that. She is. Jewish Brother says size, physicality, and WMA. That shit matters so much. Her striking is straight at. Her striking is awful. Awful. But the thing is, I don't even think Luana's striking is like, it's serviceable, but it's sloppy, bro. She's like she's just a sloppy person in general. You could see like she's not very coordinated well, you know. She's like falling all over the place. That's what made me, if she wasn't so fucking sloppy, I would play her here, honest to God. If I thought she was going to be technical and solid, not do any spinning stupid stuff, I'd probably play her at plus 200, you know, because we're looking at, you know, she's plus 207, but I can't. She's going to get taken down, in my opinion, and she's probably going to get finished. So, yeah. Let's move on. It's fight number 4. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 7-1 Colby Thicknesse, 26 years old, 5'7", 69-inch reach versus the 26-year-old 8-1 Joseus Musasa, 5'8", a nice 74-inch reach on this guy. Very long arms. Tim, is it me? No, it's me on this one.
It's you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Colby Thicknesse came in last fight. I had a max bet. No, not a max bet. I had 3 units on his opponent. Listen, he got hurt in the fight. He survived. Blah, blah, blah. You know, Colby Thicknesse did well to survive. He took that fight on short notice. So props to him. He's a tough guy. He has good cardio. He's always looking mostly to get the fight to the ground. I mean, he wants to get the fight to the ground. He uses black belt in jiu-jitsu. He trains with Volkanovski. You know, he's got a good camp there, and he's young, right? So he could be improving. His opponent, Musasa, we were, I believe you were in on this too, the submission prop on Carlos Vera,
Yes,
where we like a plus 2,200 or something insane line, right? And that came off of like a really sneaky head kick in an exchange where Vera, who's a 4th degree Taekwondo black belt, whatever, threw like a weird fucking head kick and hurt Musasa, dropped him and jumped on his neck and submitted him, right? But when I go back and honestly, I look at the tape, man, I'm kind of impressed with Musasa. Even though I played that sub prop, he was destroying Vera prior to that, kicking his legs, landing on him, doing whatever you wanted. He is, to me, a physical freak, man. He's a freak. He's got big power. He's very fast, nice straight left hand, very good footwork, very good cardio. He can, you know, he gets taken down. Like he got taken down against Bunch in his Dean White's Contender Series. That guy could not fucking keep Musasa down whatsoever. And let me tell you, Otari Tenzalovi is a very good grappler, man. He's 10-1 currently. He's probably going to be in the UFC. This guy grappled with Merab for a long time. Like, he's a really, really good wrestler. He would absolutely ravage Colby if they fought in the grappling. You know what I'm saying? So that win against Otari means a lot to me because I think the market's very, very down on Musasa. Think about this, Tim. He goes from like a minus 1,000 favorite against Vera to a minus 150 favorite against Colby Thicknesse. Colby Thicknesse striking sucks, man. He's got bad striking. He's got bad striking defense. His wrestling is not good. Like, how does he win this fight against Musasa? I don't think he could take him down. I don't think he could keep him down. Musasa's way faster, way stronger, bigger, more athletic. I mean, I can go on and on here with Musasa, right? The only thing I could say with Thicknesse is I think he's very tough. He's tough. He's gritty. He will not give up. He's been hurt in other fights I've watched. I think it was this Samakati Kakambo guy hurt him in that fight, you know, and he gutted it out and eventually won a decision there. I think he guts it out here. I think he gets hurt probably a couple of times here. But Musasa, I think is going to win here pretty comfortably, man. I'm going to take Musasa by decision, Tim, at plus 290. I like Musasa here. I mean, it's like Colby Thicknesse, I think, is not very good at all. Carlos Vera got lucky with a head kick that landed and dropped him. It landed perfectly in an exchange. It was very, very awkward the way it landed. Musasa didn't even see it in that exchange. Colby Thicknesse does have good leg kicks, but they're not as good as Vera's, honestly. Vera's like a 4th degree black belt in Taekwondo, and it was just very, very sneaky the way he landed that. So I don't know. I like Musasa here quite a bit. I was hoping this line comes down. People were betting Thicknesse, and it's just literally stuck at 150 for about 3 days now. It hasn't moved whatsoever. So yeah, I like Musasa here. You know, I'm gonna zig when they zag, and I think people have jumped off the train. I don't think he's green, but man, he's got those physical attributes. He kind of reminds me of that. What's that guy that's killing everybody right now? The guy.
Yeah, Atiba Gautier.
Atiba Gautier. He reminds me of him. He really does. A smaller version. He hits hard. I mean, the one getup he did against Otari, like it was absolutely insane getup in round 3. I couldn't believe how he got up just because of his strength. He's so strong. So, yeah, I mean, I like Musasa here quite a bit. What do you got here, Tim?
Yeah, we're seeing this fight the same way. I went with round 3 at plus 1,400 and decision for Musasa. I think it could be a situation where he just beats the living shit out of him to a mercy stoppage in round 3. But I'm with you. I think that Thicknesse's durability and just toughness and tenacity to fight through shit has been pretty impressive. I would have liked to have seen Topuria push that to see, at different levels of it to see if he could have, potentially finished him in that fight. But yeah, I don't really see it any differently. I'm not going to echo chamber everything you just said, but super green for Musasa, freak athlete, and Thicknesse doesn't really do anything to me to threaten him striking wise, where he should just be sprawl and brawl, just all fight. There's not I have to worry about this and setting up for my takedowns from Thicknesse. I just think it's just going to be him being obvious when he's shooting, and then getting hit when he's not. So yeah, I think it's just a question of can he last. And so yeah, round 3 is plus 1,400, decision plus 290 for Musasa for me.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Is it a step down from Topuria?
Yes.
I mean, I would say Topuria is more skilled than Musasa, but you got to remember Topuria was a 2-year layoff. He was very, very low volume in that fight, man. He was very, I guess, cognizant of his gas tank. He didn't want to gas, so he didn't throw a lot, man. I think he could have easily finished Colby if he was a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, right? He's way more skilled. There's no doubt that he's way more skilled.
Skill-wise, of course. Yeah. I'm just saying the volume. It wasn't there for whatever reason. And maybe because it was the long layoff and all of that stuff, but yeah. Let's see what happens. Athleticism versus IQ, says Joseph. I don't think Musasa has bad fight IQ, honestly. I don't think he has bad fight IQ at all.
He just doesn't have enough experience.
Yeah, I don't think his fight IQ is bad. Travi says, Narco told me Musasa was the next Ngannou, and I had to believe him. That's a good one. What else do we have here? Thicknesse is a sneaky fighter. That's a concern. That's a good point. He can potentially jump his back on the cage, but man, I don't know, man. Musasa's so fucking physically gifted and athletic. I just feel like he could turn into him right away. He's just, to me, he's watching this Otari fight, man. I mean, the dude digs underhooks. He does the right things. Otari's just an insanely good wrestler. He's a very, very good wrestler. So I think it's a little bit different, but I don't know, man. I like Musasa as a prospect. I really do. I think people are giving him too much of a hard time with that Vera outcome. It was, go watch the first 2 minutes of that Vera fight. He was kicking Vera's ass, dude. Literally kicking his ass. And I love his inside leg kicks. They're so good and fast and powerful. And he's going to be nailing Colby Thicknesse with those leg kicks. So, yeah, I think that's it. Let's move on. Fight number 5. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 17-8 Jamie Mullarkey versus the 14-4 Rolando Bedoya. Mullarkey, 31 years old, 6 foot, 74-inch reach, versus the 28-year-old, 5'11" and a 75-inch reach, Rolando Bedoya. Tim, this one's yours.
This fight just reeks pass for me. Probably not going to bet anything on this fight unless I take a stab on something big. But yeah, there's just, both these guys have just big question marks. I think if you're telling me that Bedoya is been like hyper overranked and over, people just overestimate his ability based on his, fight with Chaos. And I think, I think we've seen more of actually what he is in his last couple fights. And then you got Jamie Mullarkey, who literally can snatch defeat from the jaws of victory just on one punch at any moment. So like, it's a bad fight to have to really be confident in anything in this fight. But if I'm just like looking at just the basic of who has more paths to win the fight, it's clearly Mullarkey. Like he's a better wrestler. He's a better grappler. I think he's minus durability. I think he's also a better striker. Like I think that there's certain fights that when his chin is never like held up, but like when he hasn't gotten knocked down by guys that he's gotten hurt by, he's been able to fight very good strikers and actually win fights against very good strikers. Like if you put like Michael Johnson versus Bedoya, like he's going to fucking massacre him on the feet. Like it's just, there's certain fighters where you're like, okay, these guys, he's doing well. And then I think like Bedoya made Jai Herbert look like fucking prime Mayweather against him. And I don't know. I just don't think Bedoya is defensively responsible. I think he throws insane amount of volume just to get his off because he's getting hit. So yeah, to me, it's a fight that's like, if Bedoya rocks him, and I could easily see Bedoya losing every round and rocking him and dropping him in rounds or knocking him out. And then I could also see Mullarkey just voluming him up and potentially getting some takedowns and winning a decision. So I'd be interested. I know Mullarkey doesn't have any subs in the UFC, but like if he grapples hard in this fight, like there's like if you want some really light reading people, like you could take the leaflet on Peruvian BJJ legends. Like it's only 1 page long. It's got like 0 people on it. I just think that there's a potential that he could get a sub if he grapples hard, but he hasn't really shown that. But the sub for Mullarkey, it'd be interesting to hear what you think on that. The sub for Mullarkey is like plus 1,800, but I like the end split here at plus 350 and the plus 190 for Mullarkey points. His Mullarkey split is like 7-1. So those would be my picks, but I want to hear what you have to say if you think he could sub him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good fight, honestly. I think it's a really good, solid matchup between two guys that are kind of desperate for a win. I got robbed, by the way. Magdesi had him at plus 2 something against Mullarkey, and I think they jobbed me on that. I thought Magdesi won that fight against Mullarkey. Somehow in that round where Magdesi dropped him, he lost the round. I don't know how those judges in Perth gave it to, I think it was in Perth, wasn't it, too? No, it was in Sydney. They literally they jobbed him. They jobbed Magdesi there. And I want to make something clear. I do think that, Mullarkey's chin is kind of going. It's not very good anymore. I mean, when you look at, Rufi knocks you out, Hack Press knocks you out, Magdesi drops you, Naimov knocks you out, Johnson almost knocked you out 2 different times, Turner knocked you out, Devontae Smith hurt you really bad. Like, this is going back 8 fights now. You know what I'm saying? It's like every single fight you're getting hurt or finished. We can't just chalk it up to being, big hitters all the time. Some of these guys are not really huge hitters and they're dropping you and hurting you. And so I do think that's an issue with Mullarkey. I think outside of the chin, Tim, I honestly think Mullarkey's a very skilled fighter. Like I'm looking at his boxing and his striking. It's freaking really good, man. Good head movement, very good hands, very good kicks, extremely good kicks. Very, very good timing on his takedowns. Like I truly think Mullarkey, when I watched back his tape, a lot of it, he's a skilled fighter, man. Like he is legitimately a skilled fighter. He's got good boxing, good head movement. He does get hit. What happens, I think, with Mullarkey more that I've seen more than anything is as the fight goes on, he gets a little bit more stationary. He gets a little bit maybe tired because he moves so much early and he gets hit a lot more. And on the Bedoya side, obviously he's moved down now to 155. I think he was fighting in the wrong weight class. This is his second fight at 55. The other one was Herbert. I know you're saying he made Herbert look like like Floyd Mayweather, but like Herbert's has good hands, man. Very fast hands. He's long. He's a good striker, Herbert. Like he's a good don't take it away from him. He's a very good kickboxer, So, that fight, I don't know what to make of it because I don't think it was the best matchup for Bedoya, and also one thing with Bedoya there is, I don't know if you knew this, but I listened to an interview, and if you see, he was gassed out in round 3 in that fight. He never gasses, really, this guy. This guy has very good cardio, and apparently he was really sick. He was really sick prior to getting there, and the weight cut was terrible, and all this bunch of shit happened to it with him. And he got, like, maybe also you take into account the weight cut, right? He weight cut to 155 for the first time. Maybe that fucked him up even more. So now it's at least the second time he's cutting to 55. He knows how to, maybe cut a little bit better. It's going to probably help his cardio a little bit better. But I like Bedoya as well because I think he's a dog, man. He's going to throw a lot of volume. He has nasty, nasty kicks, Tim. They both. I want to say this. Both of these guys are going to get their legs blasted, in my opinion. But I think Bedoya's kicks, he kicks with way more volume. Mullarkey throws hands and ends them with kicks. Bedoya just chops away at the legs. So the thing where you were saying about the wrestling and Mullarkey, and I said he has very good timing on his takedowns. I think Bedoya has really good takedown defense, man. Very, very good. The times I seen him taken down against Herbert, like those 2 times, they were both like trip takedowns. They weren't like takedowns. Like even in his regional tape, like he's got good sprawls, man. Really, really good sprawls. And remember, he trains with those shootbox guys. Like these guys have, like, I know sub. I don't want to talk you off the sub, but I don't think Mullarkey's going to sub this guy. I don't even think he's going to have very much top time, to be honest. I think Bedoya gets right back up if he gets taken down. So I think this is a standoff fight, in my opinion. Probably goes 15 minutes, to be honest. I don't think Bedoya, but the problem with Bedoya when he punches is I think he doesn't turn over his punches at all. There are a lot of like overhand slaps. If you look at his career, like he doesn't have many knockouts, and the knockouts he does have, that round 3 one is attritional. The other one was a head kick. The other round 3 stoppages, again, both of them were attritional just through volume, and he just doesn't have power in his hands, this guy. And so I think that's where Mullarkey is safe here, Tim. I don't think he's in big trouble to get knocked out here.
Yeah, that's why I thought the Jai Herbert fight, that's why he looks as good as he did, because he had zero threat. Like you've seen Jai get extremely low volume in some fights when he gets hurt by guys. And I just think like in that fight, he was just never afraid of anything that he was.
I think the problem with Bedoya in that fight too is he just didn't kick legs like he normally does. And I don't know why he didn't. He should have, because what's his name has those twig legs, Herbert, and he didn't kick them. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I like split here, but it's 450 on Bet Online, Tim.
Nice.
Plus 450 Bet Online. I'm going to go Bedoya split at plus 1,000. I think he's the younger guy. I think he's a lot less damaged than Mullarkey, and I just feel like he's going to throw the volume. He's going to out-volume Mullarkey. And optics. Mullarkey always is bleeding, dude. Every single fight, his nose is busted. He's got a cut. His nose is bleeding. So, yeah, I mean, optics-wise, I favor Bedoya. He's a little bit younger. This is his second time fighting at 55. Maybe gets a little bit more comfortable. So, yeah, I kind of lean Bedoya, but I don't have a play on this. I mean, if I'm to take a winner, I'm going to take Bedoya. But I'm not betting this fight. I think it's a really, really close fight. Yeah, line kind of appropriately. What else do we get here? They're both fighting for their job. That is absolutely probably correct. Maybe not. I mean, Bedoya for sure is fighting for his job. I don't know about Mullarkey because he had a win in there, so he might be. He might be. But he puts on the thing with Mullarkey is always puts on good fights, action fights. I don't think they cut him, honestly. I don't think they cut him. He also took a long layoff, Mullarkey, after that KO loss to Rufy. He's taken over almost a year and a half off. So Mullarkey not subbing or finished Prado is kind of alarming. I don't think he's subbing this guy, honestly. I really don't. I think this guy has good takedown defense. I don't think he's subbing him. I think it's probably easier to sub fucking Prado than this guy. Mullarkey with a decent chin would be minus 250. I don't know. Because I do think Bedoya's like, he just throws a lot of volume. If you watch all of his fights, they're pretty close. I mean, every fight, even the Herbert fight, I think he won one round, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it was 30-27. I don't remember. But he was competitive with Herbert. Herbert's like way longer. Like he's just long as hell. It's like a 78-inch reach or something. What else do we have? It's a pretty this is not a bad fight, actually. I think it's a really exciting fight. Narco, what happened? You've literally bet every single Peruvian in UFC the last 2 years, and now you fade the pride and joy of Lima. No, I'm just not. No play for me. No play for me here. No play for me. Not fading him. I think he wins, actually. I played Bedoya inside distance. Decision, no action. Bedoya's big. I think that's a really good line. I saw it minus 121, minus 120. I didn't tip it out because you couldn't get much on it. But yeah, I think that is a very good line. I don't think Mullarkey finishes him. I think if anything, he finishes Mullarkey. So
that's a great.
But I don't know.
That's a great line.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's still out there though. It was minus 120, minus 121. Rivers and Hard Rock. I played it, but it was like you couldn't get down much, so I didn't even tip it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here. Fight number 6. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 13-4 Andre Petroski versus the 12-3 Cam Rowston. Petroski 34, 6 foot, 73-inch reach against the 30-year-old 6'3", 75-inch reach Cam Rowston. I will kick this one off. I like Petroski. I'm going to start this off by saying I like Petroski in this fight. I think Rowston, from what I've seen, there's a couple of good attributes he has, and that's about it. I think his cardio has looked pretty good from watching on tape, especially in the fight against Contender Series fight where he went 3 rounds with Finney, where he kept getting taken down and working back up. Even in round 3, he still went for it, So I give him credit there. He's got a bunch of like round 2, round 3 finishes. So in those fights, he's looked very, very shaky in some of these fights, by the way. Like Alfred Stoddard fight, this guy is 4-5, and he's going, life and death with this guy. Rolling around on the ground. This guy's a kickboxer. He's getting on top of Rowston. Not a great look. You go back and you look at this Blair Bretag guy that's 4-3, and he's landing left, right, and center on fucking Rowston. I think he hurts Rowston in the fight. And Rowston, his background's like Muay Thai, bro. Like it's kickboxing, Muay Thai. But when I go back and watch his entire like regional tape, Tim, all he does is grapple in every fight. Every single fight, it's grappling. And so it's kind of his out, right? I don't think he's very, very comfortable on the feet, to be honest, watching him against these bums, and he's reverting to grappling them. But he did look good against Holmes. Like he landed on Holmes and hurt him, and that was it. Now, I don't know what to make of this guy, Holmes. He might be a complete can. He might not be good at all. But like Petroski, man, he's one thing I added that I want to add here is because Petroski has been in the UFC for a long time. He's got a lot of UFC fights. We're going back all the way to Ultimate Fighter in 2021. Since then, he's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 UFC fights. since 2021. So in 4 years, he's got 13 UFC fights. He's been pretty active. And he's also does a ton of grappling in between there. So, like, I'm watching Finney. Finney is a different kind of wrestler than Petroski. Finney's, like, probably more brute, stronger, like, just can pick you up and throw you down. But Petroski is a lot more of a seasoned grappler. Like, he can get you down and get on top and keep you on the ground, threaten you with submissions. He's a much, much higher level of grappler on the ground than Torres Finney is. So when you look at Petroski's career in the UFC as a favorite, guys, in the UFC as a favorite, I think he's 8-0 in the UFC as a favorite. He's never, ever lost as a favorite in the UFC, Andre Petroski, which is, it's not saying, it's not a pattern, it's not anything. I'm trying to tell you that the market, if you respect it or not, has been very accurate on Andre Petroski when it comes to him being a favorite. He's always won. And he's a favorite again here. He's a minus 190 favorite now against Rowston. My concern for Petroski here is twofold. One, I'm concerned with eating knees in the clinch. Like when he's in the clinch, maybe eat some knees and elbows. Rowston's pretty good with them. My other concern is Rowston does do a pretty good job of getting up. His get-up game is not bad. And if he makes Petroski work a lot and lands knees on him and, you know, makes Petroski try to go for takedowns and now he's tired, I do think Rowston can finish him later. That's my main concern. But I think the levels gap in grappling is pretty big here, man. I really do. I think it's a big, big level gap in grappling. I think striking Rowston technically is better. I don't think he's like, I'm telling you, I'm watching these bums hurt him and land on him. I wouldn't be surprised if Petroski landed and hurt him. Petroski does throw hard. So for me here, Tim, I don't love anything on the Petroski side when it comes to props and stuff. There's nothing really that's great. I'm going to take a shot on Rowston 2-3. It's 1,000 and 1,400. Again, I'm going to preface this by saying I like Petroski here. I have a bet on Petroski here. I bet him at minus 150. I don't know if I would bet him at minus 190. It's getting a little bit too high. But I like Petroski here. I think he wins. I think he controls him in the grappling. But I have to say, Rowston has a decent get-up game. And if he can make him work, if he can tire him out, he will be live to finish him in round 2 and 3 because Rowston has shown he can finish guys later in fights. So if they tire. And you know what? The other thing with Petroski is I've bet against him a bunch in rounds 2 and 3. And he tires, man. He tires out. And so, yeah, I mean, that's it. What do you have here, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Petroski sub. I think that this is a great spot for him to get a submission for the reasons that you said with Cam. It's not like Dylan Butka where he's just going to do nothing and stay on bottom and go full guard and just waste time and just try to survive. Like this guy's going to try to get up. And the second that he tries to get up, there's going to be front chokes there. There's going to be back takes there. He's going to have opportunities to sub him. Now, the other thing that I would say about the get ups and just like being able to get up against Torres Finney is a hell of a lot easier than Petroski. Like Petroski, here's Petroski's takedown count. 4 in a 3-round finish, 4, 0, 8 versus Turman. That's the most he's ever gotten. 2, 1, 3, 3, 2, which means he gets you down. He holds you down. Guys are not getting up. Like if he gets you down, if he's able to get you down, it's usually a round or the fight. And like, I just think that that's the situation here. I just don't think that Rouse, I think that Torres Finney is a perfect example of a guy that is just an athletic freak and a fucking mammoth, and he gets him down, and there's no like, doesn't know what to do in the first 5 seconds after he gets a takedown. And he's not in position from what he's doing, where Petroski in the first 5 seconds of getting a takedown is in the next position before you do anything. And he's getting control on these guys, and his control is insane. His front chokes are lethal. He's got an insane squeeze. He's just a very, very, very good grappler. I've also said this about, I've been on this train with Petroski for like probably 6 or 7 fights. I've said the exact same thing on him. Like, does he gas? Absolutely. He usually gasses in round 2. Like, he usually slows down in round 2, gets his gas back in round 3. And most of the fights he's winning round 3s. Like, most of the fights, even if he's not finishing, he has multiple finishes in round 3, but even if he doesn't finish you, a lot of times he's getting the takedown and or he's winning round 3. Like, so I think he does tire out. I think he's a functional gasser is what I like to call him. And he fights through it. It's not like a death gas. I can't do anything. I can't get my game off. I can't get takedowns. He still knows the assignment when he's fighting guys. He still knows if he needs to get a takedown, he can get it and lay on you and or just control you and not let you get up. I just think that I think it's overblown. I think his cardio is a little bit overblown. I think he has shown in round 2s that he's if anything, he's death gassing in round 2 more than 3. And then he gets his win back. So I think that happens with certain fighters. So yeah, I was talking in your Discord about it where I was like, I'm going to be betting sub if it's better than 3-1. It was 4-1 and then +4. I was like, I'm hitting this for sure. I'm hitting this pretty big. I think that Cam's going to give him opportunities by trying to get up to be more aggressive with his subs as opposed to just having the Josh Fremd and the Dylan Budka fights where he's just like, all right, man, if you're just going to put me in your guard and lay there, I'll just take a unanimous decision. I've been finished in my last couple fights. I'll take a safe win. So I think in this fight, it's like he's going to want to be more aggressive because it's not safe once the fight gets back on the feet. And if this guy's trying to get up, he's going to be giving him opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame you for playing Petroski sub. I mean, apparently I was reading some article and they were saying how hard it is to grapple with Rowston, but I don't see it, man. He was rolling around with this Stoddard guy. Pretty fucking embarrassing. That guy was a striker and he's not good. I just don't understand how he was rolling around with that guy on the ground. Like, I don't get it. And they are saying he's a good grappler. So I don't know. But yeah, let's move on here. Fight number 7. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the 12-2-1 Rodolfo Bellato versus the 7-0 Navajo Stirling, 29-year-old, 6'3", 75-inch reach Bellato versus the 27-year-old, 6'4", 79-inch reach from Navajo Stirling. Tim, you can kick us off here.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a setup spot for Navajo Stirling. I haven't been super high on his performances so far. I think he's kind of one of those fighters that's like getting a little better each fight, and maybe in a couple of years we're going to be saying, dude, look at the improvements this guy's made. Seems very athletic. I don't see Bolatto having a chance to win this unless he's like instantly shooting takedowns and trying to get Stirling down from the beginning of the fight to the end of the fight. And even if he does that, there's going to be many opportunities for him to gas out or get hit in the middle of doing that. So I wanted to bet, like, because Stirling hasn't been getting finishes, even though the last fight was kind of greasy. I thought he finished him in round 3. That should have been stopped, but he hasn't been getting finishes over guys that he probably should be finishing. I think he probably knocks him out here. I'll take KO. And honestly, I mean, with the way that Bellato fights, like, I think it could be in any round. So I'll go 2-3, just because it seems like Navajo just kind of starts off just not doing very much and just hitting you and staying at range. So let's say a round 2, round 3 KO for Navajo. But I honestly don't have any real confidence in the round. I just think that he's definitely going to knock him out. So KO 2 is plus 550. KO 3 is plus 850. If you like 1-2, it's 350 or 330 and 550. So yeah, I like the KO, but it's a shit line. So
yeah, so interesting fight because Bellato's coming back off that up kick that he ate from Paul Craig. Everybody says he was faking it. He was this. I don't think so, man. I don't think he was faking that. Like, he got up kicked, whatever. He got hurt. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a tough guy. You know, I don't think he's the type of guy that would fake something like that. But like, here's the thing in this fight, man. Like Navajo Stirling, yes, he hasn't got knockouts in the UFC. You know, he fought Tukos where he hurt him multiple times. The body couldn't finish him. Erslan, it's debatable. He could have been stopped there when he face planted him. But to his credit, Erslan fought back up, whatever. Stirling almost still finished him. Now, here's the thing. Toko Tukos was obviously scared to strike a lot. He was kind of grappling more. He was defensively more sound. Like, he knew what was coming back, right? Erslan, he was throwing, but Erslan has his hands up. He's defensively way more responsible than Bellato. Bellato is coming in just chucking shots, getting hurt in every single fight. Look at this. Paul Craig, forget about that. Crute, it was he went for a takedown. He landed in mount on top of him and just absolutely ravaged the guy. Then they got up in the same round and he dropped him. Crute dropped him with the right hand. Ihor Potieria, he was on death's door. You should have been finished there, honestly. Then you look at the both Petrino fights. He gets KO'd, Tim. He gets KO'd with a left hook in both fights. Against Potieria, he got hurt very bad with a left hook. My point is, Navajo Stirling's best punch is a left hook. He's got a nasty fucking left hook. Very powerful left hook. Okay, that's the punch that he killed, what's his name with, in Dana White's Contender Series. So, being this hittable and defensively irresponsible against Navajo Stirling means you're probably going to get knocked out. Honestly, I think it's going to be a highlight reel knockout, like one of those bad KOs, like out stiff. I think he's going to stiff Bolatto. Even though he's tough, I think he's going to knock him out cold. And Stirling KO is plus 130 on 365. I have a play on it. I'm not going to give any round, I don't know. It could, with the way Bellato fights, it could be any minute of any round, and, it doesn't matter. And, takedowns, I think Navajo Stirling's wrestling is good, man. I think his wrestling is actually really good. I don't think he's a slouch on the ground as far as wrestling is concerned. So, yeah, I don't think Bellato's going to be able to get him down or keep him down. So, I like KO here. I think Navajo Stirling, younger, just a better fighter at this point in their career. I mean, he's a little bit green. I will say that. He's a little green, and sometimes he gets a little hesitant. He doesn't throw enough volume. I think that's part of being green. But getting more experience, dude. That's 2 15-minute rounds. 15-minute rounds. 2 15-minute fights he's fought. So that's 30 minutes in the UFC. That's really good. It's really good for him. I think that's good for him. And I think he finds the KO against this guy, Rodolfo Bellato. Plus 130. I mean, it's a plus money play. I like it here. I think he's going to knock him out. Stirling KO plus 150. Yeah, 150. That's a good one if you can get that. I don't think there's 150 anymore, but Uncle Weezy, what's up, my man? What's good, fellas? Let's cash all the bets tomorrow. Yes, sir. Uncle Weezy's in the house. Anybody have anything else? Does Bolatto have herpes again? No, not this time. He's good. He's good. He's good. He's in the clear. He's in the clear. Come on. Brando says Stirling is trash. I disagree with you. I think he's good. He's just young, man. He's young and green. 7 fights as an MMA fighter. I mean, it's nothing. He needs more experience. You need experience in this sport, man. He came into the UFC with only 5 UFC pro fights. So when you come into the UFC with only 5 pro fights and you have 0 amateur fights, like this guy didn't have any amateur fights in MMA. So his only experience was whatever, kickboxing, Muay Thai, or whatever the hell else he did. So, anyways, let's move on here, Tim. Fight number 8. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 9-2 Charlie Campbell versus the 9-1 Tom Nolan. Campbell, 30 years old, 6 foot, 72.5-inch reach versus the 25-year-old, 6'3", 73-inch reach, and Tom Nolan. And I will kick this one off. I think this is a banger fight, man. The way both guys fight, they come forward. They're trying to throw big shots. I think both guys' chins are a little bit suspect, to be honest. Tom Nolan's a little bit more than Charlie Campbell, but I think Tom Nolan has a little bit more weapons too. Elbows, knees. I think he's a little bit better with those. I do think Charlie Campbell has the better hands of the two. But Tom Nolan, the one thing I've noticed, if you're a little too aggressive with him, man, he has a very good counter to it. And in his Dana White's Contenders Series fight versus what's that dude's name? Bogdan Grad. That guy's super aggressive. Bogdan Grad, he came in super aggressive and bam, he caught him, bro. He caught him nasty, dropped him. Then he got back up, tried to do his stupid aggression again, and then dropped him again and finished him. So I think if you're a little too aggressive with this guy, he's going to catch you. And I think Charlie Campbell doesn't know how to fight any other way. Aggression. A lot of leg kicks. He's got very good calf kicks. I think both guys are very good kickers. So it's going to be interesting in that. But Nolan throws a little bit more of the high kicks and stuff like that. So those are dangerous. Charlie could potentially grapple in this fight. But like the issue I have with Charlie is he doesn't usually grapple a lot. I mean, he did grapple against Peak. But that's Trevor Peak. I think like almost everybody grapples against Trevor Peak because he's such a madman. He could potentially grapple here and get takedowns. But I also think he could find himself in a submission, Tim. Nolan, he doesn't really proactively grapple himself. I mean, he did a little bit against Slava. But he has 0 submissions in his pro career. But I still think he has long arms. I still think he's good on the ground. I think he's a slouch down there. Campbell is also like pretty good on the ground. I wouldn't say he's a slouch either, but I think the long arms, I think there's a possibility of a club and sub here, Tim. I think Tom Nolan by submission at plus 1,000 on Caesars. I'm looking for him to hurt Charlie Campbell. I'm looking for Charlie to be on his hands and knees going for a takedown and potentially Darst. So give me Tom Nolan by submission here at 10-1. What do you have?
It's funny. I was looking at that earlier too. I would think, club and sub is definitely a possibility. I would think it's more like gas out, take the bad takedown attempt type of thing, put in his head there in the cage or something like that from Campbell. Yeah, I mean the biggest factor in this fight for me is that this is like 3 weeks notice for Campbell coming in to fight this and then him having to go and fly across the world and then deal with all of that. I don't know how long ago he got to Perth, but I mean, I can just tell you like it's a massive like it fucks with your body going this far and traveling this far for some of these guys. When you're looking at these Brazilians that are doing it, just anybody that's got these 15-hour, 20-hour flights, and then it's not easy. So I wanted to get to a Charlie Campbell bet, and then I just couldn't in this fight because of that. So I was just like, just super short notice, has to travel across the world. This is not easy. Like you were saying though, like striking wise, I think the hands are decently better on Campbell. I think it's Nolan's like throws some flashy shit and a little bit more like unorthodox type of striking with his hands. I think he's got better kicks. Obviously he's longer. He knows how to use his range pretty well. He's not like got crazy reach though. He's just taller. So I just think it's not like, this huge size advantage that he's going to be able to use here. So for me, I'm actually going to take a different route in this fight. I think that it's possible that this fight could go, and both of these guys are they're a little bit chinny. Like I think that they both know that the other guy could knock them out. And I think it could be like just countering and a little bit less aggressive than what you're thinking. I think that it could be these guys that Charlie doesn't go full rabies mode because he knows he's on 3 weeks notice. And he's like, I'm going to take my time here. I'm going to try to pick my shots, maybe get a takedown here and there, but not go completely full rabies in this fight. I think if he goes full rabies, I could see Tom finishing him either in any round, but I could definitely see him finishing him late. And then I think having this fight go to decision, having it be closely lined, having these guys being as close as they are, I feel like end split at plus 750 is really good. I think it's possible if this fight goes that this is very close. I think even if Charlie Campbell wins, and it's pretty sound that he wins, I think he could get robbed and Nolan could get the hometown judging. So ends by split is plus 750. I wouldn't do Nolan split because it's only plus 900, but if you think it's end split and you bet in the end split, Campbell split is 18-1. But I really like the end split at plus 750 here. I think if the fight goes, I think it's really close.
Yeah, I think if it goes, it is. I'm on the opposite side. I just think the way Campbell fights is I feel like he's a ticking time bomb. Like every fight, it's like going to war. So, yeah. I mean, I know he's been to decisions, but even in those fights, like the Trevor Peak fight, like Peak is like unkillable, basically.
But even there, he didn't fight. He didn't fight like I know he's fighting Peak, but like he wasn't super aggro. Like he was trying to just slow him down and just he looked like he was point fighting in that fight.
I mean, again, Peak hurt him in that fight too.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't seem to like since the Duncan fight. He doesn't seem to like the only other one is the Vera fight where he just nuked him. But like I just don't think that he's like going balls to the wall with these guys. Where Nolan versus Slava, it's like he wasn't like going for the massive kill in that fight. He was doing the same thing. He's kind of staying at range. He's kind of like looking.
I mean, that was a pretty fucking crazy fight. I mean, yeah, I mean, but Slava's more technical and stuff. Like Charlie is he's more crazier, like that's just how I see Charlie in like almost all of his fights. He's like a lot more wilder and crazier than a guy like Slava's more technical, he's like kicking calf, like doing and I think Tom Nolan knew, like technically speaking, like Slava's better than him on the feet, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you might be right, but I feel like these two guys just kind of a perfect setup of opponents. I think I kind of like unders here.
I think this is one of the best like matchups of the night for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Next fight. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 22-7 Jake Matthews versus the 30-13 Neil Magny. 31-year-old Jake Matthews, 5'11", 73-inch reach versus the 6'3", 80-inch reach Neil Magny. Tim, this one's yours.
So, I mean, Neil Magny has been just taking people to the Magny-verse. We always talk about the Katona-verse. This is he brings people to the Magny-verse, which is, hey, fucking beat the shit out of me for 14 and a half minutes. If you're Mike Mallet, beat the shit out of me for 12 minutes or 7 minutes or 8 minutes. If you're fucking Dos Santos, like last fight, like, and then don't let me get on top of you though. Cause if you do, it's game on. He's been losing to just the elite, the elite fighters in this weight class. I mean, like he's old. He's not a guy that's like, I wouldn't say obviously he's Homer Simpsoning some of those wins, but I think he can be finished. I think a lot of his losses are him getting finished against dangerous guys. Jake Matthews on the other side, very well-rounded fighter, can beat you multiple different ways, has good cardio. I feel like this fight, I think that the line is like a little wide for the amount of bags that has been fumbled by Jake Matthews. But I also feel like if he just stays out of the clinch, I think he should do fine. Like, I think that he should be able to kick the calf. I think if he gets takedowns and gets on top, he could submit Neil. I think that there's multiple ways that he could beat him. I think he could beat him in a clean decision. I think he could finish him late. I think that there's just many ways that he can win. He just has to avoid wasting all of his gas, which he really hasn't done very often in many fights. There's just this every once in a while you'll just get these performances from Jake where you're just like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like Semmelsberger fight, horrible. Like just multiple fights where you're just like, I don't get it. And it's usually when he's lined like around where he's at right now. So that's a little bit scary. But yeah, for me, I'm going to go Jake round 2, Jake round 3. I think that calf kicks could eventually get him a finish. I think takedowns and a sub could get him a finish. So round 2 is plus 650. Round 3 is plus 1,000. Not super confident in it because I think he could also just coast to a decision if all is going well and just strike with him and not grapple at all. I think the finish comes by either like calf kicks and immobilizing him and then just beating the living shit out of him standing, or obviously takedowns in the sub. So yeah, give me round 2, round 3 for Jake.
Yeah, I mean, are we kind of like sure Magny's chin is there still? Like, if I remember correctly, I think Dos Santos hurt him on the feet last fight.
Yes, for sure.
He got KO'd the 2 prior fights to that. Malat proceeded to like kick his leg off for the entire fight, along with Gary. They did the same exact thing, just literally kicked his leg off for the entire fight. I mean, he got hurt against Phil Rowe. I think Jake Matthews has decent power, to be honest. I think he throws hard. He has decent power. He's plus 360 by KO. I still think Neil Magny's chin is shot, in my opinion. And the thing with Matthews here, different than like, in my opinion, than these other opponents that, you know, Magny is taking them to the Magny-verse, we want to call it. Unless Dos Santos, obviously a little older, you know, cardio is probably not on point anymore. He's older there. Malat, absolutely gas job. Like doesn't have very good gas. I don't think Matthews falls under those categories. I think Matthews actually has really good cardio from what I've watched. And the thing is, I played Njokuani against him because I thought the size is going to matter. You know, Matthews doesn't grapple as much. And I thought Njokuani can stuff takedowns. If that be, it was just one sequence. I honestly wonder what happens with that fight if they run it back. I don't think it's the same. Like the trip takedown to a back take to a sub was so crazy. Like it's just a crazy sequence where he got a submission really quick. But I think he's fighting a lot smarter though, Tim. He's fighting a lot smarter. He's doing all the right things. You know, I think he's matured more, you know, as a fighter. And even going back to Morales' fight, like he fought really well against a really good guy in a 15-minute striking match, you know, against a longer, bigger, good striker with a lot of power in Michael Morales. So I think he's going to knock out Magny. I think it's going to be a little bit later, to be honest. I think it's going to be rounds 2 or 3. It's plus 750 there. I think it could come from calf kicks, honestly. Demobilizing him with calf kicks and then landing big shots on him. I think it can happen that way. So, yeah, for me, it's KO for Matthews. KO 2-3 plus 750 as well. What else? He's occasionally durable. Yeah, I mean, he is, but man, he's been getting dropped and hurt. And
no, I was just saying to somebody who said Magny is durable. I'm like, he's occasionally durable. He's not durable. Like he's getting finished.
Yeah, he's been getting hurt a lot lately. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, those Carlos Prates hits very hard. Morales hits very hard. I agree with that, but even in these other fights, like Magny,
Ian Gary should have finished him. He let him off the hook.
He played with his food. I mean, let's be honest.
He gets subbed. He gets subbed by anybody with any jiu-jitsu whatsoever. Like it's
all right. Let's move on. Fight number 9. Or sorry, fight number 10. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 31-year-old, 13-4 Jack Jenkins versus the 10-3 Ramon Tavarez. Jack Jenkins, 5'7", 68-inch reach versus the 31-year-old Tavarez, 5'8", 70-inch reach. And this is the clown that missed weight again, Tim. Tavarez. Listen to this. Tavarez has fought in the UFC a grand total of, we're talking about Contender Series as well. I'll give him that. He's fought a grand total of 4 UFC fights. This is his 5th. And he's missed weight 3 times. Okay. The UFC, after missing weight 2 fights ago against City, said, hey, asshole, how about you fight at 45 instead of 35? Because this guy fought at 135, Tim, not 45. And what does he do, Tim? He proceeds to miss weight again by 1 pound. Ramon Tavarez, 147, again, misses weight. I like Jack Jenkins here a lot. I think that leg kicks are going to absolutely destroy Tavarez. Tavarez is a heavy lead leg boxer out of the southpaw position. Jack Jenkins can switch out of both stances and kick the calf. He can also throw nasty inside leg kicks. I think he can match his striking, but Jenkins has way more variety with his kicking game. I am a lot higher than most people, let's say that, on Jack Jenkins. People talk worlds of shit about this guy. I think he's a really, really good striker. I don't think Tavarez can grapple him as well. I think Jenkins probably could grapple him. And yeah, I like one of my favorite props this week is Jack Jenkins in rounds 2 and 3. It's 750 and 1,000. I think he's going to find Tavarez. I think he's going to finish Tavarez. Tavarez is a good boxer. I will give him that. Good southpaw boxer, has power in his hands, but that's about it. It ends there. I think he has decent body kicks as well out of the southpaw position. But when you pressure the guy, when you crowd the guy, he's not the same. He's not the same. He needs look at what what's his name did to him last fight. Like, he pressured him through a bunch of volume, through a bunch of kicks, and just basically easily 30-27 him in that fight. I will say there was one point where he dropped Grant. I don't know if it was a real knockdown. I guess the judging didn't give him the real knockdown because they didn't give him the round, but I do think he's still dangerous with his hands. But I do think, listen, Jack Jenkins in his last fight against a really, really good young fighter in Gabriel Santos. Okay, a top 15 fighter for sure. Okay, dropped him in round 1 with a head kick. Proceeded to go try to finish him, didn't finish him, and he gassed out in that fight, which is not like Jake Jenkins. He has very, very good cardio. And afterwards, I listened to his interview, and he said he was in the hospital 3 weeks before the fight. He was deathly sick, really, really sick. He didn't want to pull out of the fight. And he did not do any training like cardio for 6 weeks, dude, because he didn't feel good really the whole camp leading up to the fight. And then he had to go to the hospital 3 weeks before the fight. So I believe him just because I've seen this guy's cardio. He's got really, really good cardio in 5-round fights. Something was wrong with that fight because he looked death-gassed after round 1. And I'm like, what the heck? Why is he so tired? And so, I mean, there's levels to this. He was doing really, really good against Chepe Mariscal, in my opinion. He was easily winning that fight before he got his arm snapped. This is a step down, man. Big step down in Ramon Tavarez. I think he's going to finish him rounds 2 and 3. It could even be sub, honestly. It could really be sub. That's why I just played the round props. What do you got, Tim?
I have the same thing. I got round 2, round 3. I see it the same way. The only concern I have for Jenkins is not only did he have what you're saying 3 weeks before, but like, didn't he have like a major health scare after that fight or from that Gabriel Santos fight? I think he had something that was like pretty major as well.
He went to the hospital after the fight, but that's what I was trying to say is leading up to that fight, he was very sick. And
he had something. I don't know exactly what it was, but I know that he had something like majorly wrong with him that took, like, he was worried about, he was worried about his fight, like his future fighting for like when he was initially diagnosed with what he got after the fight. And then took since February, he hasn't fought since February. So he's taken a decent amount of time off from that. And then it wasn't like he took a bunch of striking and got knocked out or anything like that. He got choked out. So it wasn't like he took a bunch of damage strikes wise that fight. So there was something medical issue that he had. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but I know that he had an issue. So that would be the only thing I'd be concerned about.
I'm reading it here. I'm reading it now. So in the first round, this also happened, and I didn't even know. At the end of the first round, when Jenkins suffered a fracture to his thyroid cartilage, leading to the air leak in his chest and neck. No wonder he looked so tired.
Yeah.
Now that even makes more sense. Following the round, he reported numbness and loss of strength in his left arm. Jenkins curly under neck. Okay, well, I mean, it's like a one. I don't think that's like career threatening, to be honest. I mean, that was
no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when they were diagnosing with it, that was when he was like, fuck, this is a big deal. Like, this happening to me is a big deal. So I think he took some time off to make sure that was right. So yeah, that's exactly what it was. I knew he had some issue. So yeah, I see it the same way as you do. I see major leg kicks in this fight, just slowing him down and immobilizing him. He could even KO him with kicks, to be honest. And then once he's immobile, Tavarez, got dropped by Series City. Got dropped in this. I think did Tavarez drop City in the second fight, or was it City dropped him again? I know
City. So he dropped City
in the second.
I think twice.
Okay, yeah, that fight was interesting. That fight
was an absolute war. I mean, it was an absolute war.
That fight was really interesting. He got dropped in the first fight, and it was kind of a quick stoppage. But like, I don't know. I don't think that City's like a huge striker. So I think that Tavarez kind of has a dusty chin, not dusty, but like he can be chinny, he can be chinned, and now he's going up a weight class. So I just think, this is probably a good spot for Jack to cook him.
So I just looked this up because I want to see what the heck this is. And apparently it comes because you have a fracture or severe damage to the larynx or voice box. That's how this air leaking happened. So it happened during the first round of the fight.
Oh, really?
That's what it said. It happened in the first round of the fight. That makes a lot more sense as to why this guy was like, he came out in round 2 was death gassed. I'm like, what the fuck? Jack Jenkins never really gasses like that. And I mean, honestly, that puts an asterisk to his loss even more. Right? Like he almost finished Gabriel Santos in round 1. I
mean, Gabriel Santos would do bad things to Ramon Taveras. Like
bad. Really bad. Yeah. I think Jack Jenkins is very skilled. Unlike a lot of people are shitting on this guy. I think he's really skilled. On the other hand, Tavarez like one-dimensional, bro. Like he's just a boxer. He's a good boxer, but I think he's very, very prone to get calf kicked. He's gonna get his legs destroyed here. You can't be a boxer, lead leg heavy boxer against Jack Jenkins. He's gonna fucking torch your legs.
Yep.
And by the way, tomorrow you guys will listen to this. They will say it on the during the fight card. Yeah. They're gonna say that Jack Jenkins has broken 3 fibulas before. You can count on them saying that. Every single tape I've watched. Jack Jenkins broke 3 fibulas. We're gonna hear it again and again and again. Anyways, there's my guy, Brandon Olivas. What's up, my man? I think that's him. I don't know. Sometimes there's impersonators, but I think this is him. All right. Next fight. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the co-main event. It is a 13-4-2 Jimmy Crute versus the 14-5 Ivan Erslan, 29-year-old, 6'2", 74-inch reach. Jimmy Crute versus the 33-year-old, 6'2", 72-inch reach. Ivan Erslan. This one's yours, Tim.
Yeah, I like going on this fight with Jimmy Crute early and Erslan late. I think round 1, round 2 sub for Jimmy Crute is fine here. I think they're good lines. Sub in general is plus 280. Sub 1 plus 650. Sub 2 plus 1100. He has gotten a late sub against Paul Krieg but he typically, if he's getting him done, he's getting him done early. I think watching Jimmy Crute fight, anybody who watches him fight, you can definitely see some slowdown in his game midway through round 2 and round 3. He's not as functional of a gasser as a guy like Petroski. I think he's a genuine, like he genuinely gasses in some of these fights, and he does not have the same type of he doesn't have the same like type of resilience to be able to push through that sometimes as a guy like I was saying earlier with Petroski. So I'm a little worried if we get to round 3 on Crute. And then I think Erslan has a striking style where he likes to get in the pocket with guys and just swing dicks, as Brady DFS the numbers says all the time. Like I think he enjoys doing that. He's not necessarily a range point fighting type guy. I just think that watching some of his tape, I'm not saying that he's like a fish anywhere, that he's like terrible grappler or anything like that, but I think he can be taken down. And then once he gets taken down by Crute, I think there's levels of jiu-jitsu here that are gigantic gaps in his jiu-jitsu versus Crute. So I think he might try to do something and get up if he tries to just stay safe. I think it's not like Crute doesn't have massive ground and pound either. And that helps set him up for what he wants to get jiu-jitsu wise. So I like Crute sub at plus 280, sub 1, sub 2. If you're on Erslan, I don't hate the KO 2-3 as well. I think that those are fine. But yeah, I think someone dies.
Yeah. So before I give my thing, I do want to say that if anybody heard the media day for Jimmy Crute was talking about how he was going through an alcohol problem, blah, blah, blah. He took some time off, he was I apparently drinking too much, right? Like just basically just drinking way, way too much. And then the funniest thing happened because I'm listening to this interview and this fucking guy says to him, I want to go back and look at the quote because I wrote it in my Discord. I have to say this because it's hilarious. He says to him, he goes, he said, Crute answered, he said, I would probably be in the pub drunk right now. That's what he told him when he answered about his drinking problem. Now I'm in a better place. I would probably be drunk in a pub right now instead of being here. And then the media guy goes to him, is there still a little bit of that now? He asked fucking Jimmy Crute, is there, like, he knew something, bro. He knew something. And you could see like Jimmy Crute's reaction, like him, like visibly getting mad. He's like, no. Like the guy was a media guy for Australia, whatever. And he literally said, is there a bit of that now? Like Jimmy Crute going to the pub, getting drunk. So it was hilarious to hear because I've heard other stories that Jimmy Crute is still on the bottle. So I don't know how true it is or how fake it is. But yeah, it was just funny to hear that interview and the guy say that to him, bro. Like he's like, is there a little bit of that now where you're in a pub drunk? But I think Erslan's takedown defense is not bad. I think his get-up game is not bad. I think you know what's bad with Erslan, Tim? His chin. He gets dropped and hurt in every fucking fight. It's insane. Jabs are dropping him in the regionals. All kinds of shit. I mean, this guy gets dropped all the time. I don't think it's smart for Crute to be striking with Erslan. I think Erslan's the much better technical striker. I think he has power in his hands. He's got a good left hook. My problem with Erslan, it's the same combo over and over and over. He telegraphs the same fucking combo. Jab, right hand, left hook, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He's leaping with the fucking 3 every single time. But Jimmy Crute has no defense, dude. He gets hit a lot. He's very wild. He's very janky. I still feel like the way he moves, like his leg is still fucked up. I don't know. It's just the way he moves. It's so weird. I feel like that leg that he got destroyed with is still fucked up somehow, some way. But I do think he's very tough. That's the thing with Jimmy Crute. He gets hurt in a lot of fights. He gets dropped. He gets this, that, and the other, but he's super, super tough, man. Very, very tough guy. I mean, just look at the Alonzo Menafield fight. I mean, he was fucking getting slaughtered in that first fight and just fought through. Jamal Hill obviously killed him, but I like a play here in Erslan decision, Tim. It's plus 800. The fight to end in split is plus 800. Erslan by split is 2,200. So I could see it going to decision, honestly. Like Erslan kind of not being too wild because of the takedowns, but him landing the better shots. Jimmy Crute maybe getting a takedown and just, maybe doing some volume stuff and winning a round. But I think it might be competitive and could potentially go to decision. I do think your play is live. Like Sub obviously will be live with Jimmy Crute. Like he's a good grappler, right? But I went with the big plus money on decision Erslan. I kind of lean him at the money line price, but I just couldn't get to him because he's so damn chinny, man. I think he's a very chinny guy. The funny thing is I think Crute has the better chin of the two, believe it or not. So
yeah, it's a better live spot for him money line wise.
Yeah, so maybe he gets taken down early. I think he has good cardio, by the way. I think his cardio is really good. Somehow he survived against Stirling, but Stirling is so much of a better striker and has more power than Jimmy Crute. So,
dude, when are we going to get the Ivan Erslan versus Ibo Aslan fight? Just to confuse everybody.
Yeah, maybe Aslan pulled out of this card, so we don't know. But anyways, we have 550 live viewers. Please do me a favor, big favor. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel. That's all I ask for. Just helps us out. I've been growing my subscribers. It's been really, really good. Just kind of steadily growing. So appreciate everybody that tunes in, that subscribes, hits the like, all those things help. Every single one of those things helps. And I appreciate it. The channel appreciates it. And we'll keep doing this until maybe the wheels fall off one day. But the wheels haven't fallen off yet. We're at 147 episodes, so it's been pretty good. Again, like, subscribe. There's links down below for my Discord. If you're not in there, get in there. It's $25 freaking a month. I'm never going to raise it. I told my Discord I'm never going to raise it. 25. We're always going to stay there, and we're going to keep winning money, and we're going to live bet tomorrow and win more money. And with that being said, we will move on to the main event of the night. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is a 12-1 Carlos Ulberg versus the 12-4 Dominic Reyes. Ulberg, 34 years old, 6'4", 77-inch reach versus Dominic Reyes, 6'4", 77-inch reach. And when you look at these guys, Tim, what sticks out?
One has abs and one has a bag of milk.
Yeah, but the metrics, look at those metrics. They're literally identical. 6'4", 6'4", 77-inch reach, 77-inch reach, 34 and 35.
They do have the same metrics, but they don't have the same body. Just look at that.
But the body doesn't win you fights, Tim.
No.
You have to still get in the cage and win. So with that being said, my biggest concern in this fight is I don't know what Dominic Reyes' chin is like. I still don't know. After Ryan Spann knocked him out with that jab, after Yuri knocked him out with that spinning elbow, after Jan knocked him out before that, right? His chin seemed to be really gone. He had a medical condition, apparently speech was a problem for him. He came back 2 years later against Dustin Jacoby and knocked out Dustin. Then he knocked out Anthony Smith. Then he knocked out Krylov, right? 3 in a row. In that Dustin Jacoby fight early on in that round, Jacoby was backing him up, and you could see him shelling up in the cage, Dominic Reyes. And then he landed a counter and hurt Jacoby, and the fight was over. In none of those fights, in these last 3 fights that I talked about, has anybody landed anything significant against Dominic Reyes. So my thing is, I really don't know if the chin is any better. Olberg could touch him one time, and the fight could be over. Like, I just don't know what that chin is like. Now, Dominic Reyes is a good striker. He has power. He's a good fighter. But again, durability is a question for me here. A big question. I don't know. If the chin is good, Tim, I think this is a really good fight. I think this is a really close fight. I probably would lean maybe Dominic Reyes a little bit here if the chin is good. I don't know. So I cannot bet it. And the one thing with this fight is both these guys, Tim, they love standing and kickboxing. And both guys are literally counter strikers. They love to counter their guys. They're not really aggressive, very aggressive. They want you to give them the aggression and them to counter you. And neither guy really is very aggressive. So I could see this fight being a tepid kickboxing fight from the outside, a lot of kicking, a lot of taking their time. There's big implications to this fight. These guys, whoever wins, could potentially fight for the title coming up, based on what happens in these other fights. But they're really on the door here, both of these guys. So I feel like it's going to be a tepid fight. I feel like it's going to be a counter-striking type of fight. The only question is, what is Dominic Reyes' chin going to look like? And I don't know. So with that being said, I'm going to go on the Ulberg side. I think he's the more durable guy. He hasn't been through too many wars. He hasn't been knocked out cold. Fight ends in split, Tim. Hear me out. Plus 1,100.
I know.
Right?
Let's go.
And then I'm going to also play just Ulberg decision. Just him winning a nice decision at plus 550. I kind of lean this fight to go as long as Dominic Reyes' chin holds up. Believe it or not. I think Ulberg's chin can hold up. I know I've heard a lot of Ulberg questions about his cardio. I think his cardio is fine. I don't think it's going to come into play here. Reyes doesn't push some crazy pace that the cardio is going to be a problem here. So, yeah, man. I like split here at 1,100 and plus 550 on the Ulberg decision side. What do you have here?
I raised my arm up, dude. I thought I was going to be sneaky on this one. Yeah, man. It really, like you said, it's two counter punchers, and it's like who's gonna go first? Like there really hasn't been a time I've seen, except for the Kennedy fight, Ulberg go first. And that was the fight he fucking death cast after landing 1,272 strikes in one round. Like I just think he just doesn't go first. Like he just counters, like you're saying. Dominic Reyes is the same type of fighter. Like they're both guys that are going to wait for you to make a move, wait for you to make mistakes, and then capitalize. They're not press forward, throw in combination, walk you down, cut off the cage. So it might be smart for Ulberg to go into that realm a little bit and then to trust his chin more than Reyes if he wanted to. I mean, I think that wouldn't be a dumb way to go. I think it'd be stupid for Reyes to fight that way, but I don't think it would be stupid for Ulberg to lead the dance a little bit more. I'm with you, man. I just think that like it's really determined on if Reyes' chin is actually broken and if he's getting aggro at any moment in the fight and he gets impatient in any moment in the fight, or if he just tries to stay alive. So yeah, I have the trifecta here. I have end split 1,100, Ulberg points plus 550, Ulberg split plus 1,600. I just don't see him losing a decision here. If it does get to go to decision, I think it would have to be a very dominant performance by Reyes for him in order for him to get a decision in this fight. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think end split is sneaky. Ulberg points is probably the most confident, just not his split or end split, but Ulberg points is probably my favorite pick. But I think it is. I think the split is live to be up a plus 1,100. Just seems stupid.
All right, we went through all 12 fights. Tim, it's Lambo Parlay time. I got 2 of them.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm going to start out with my favorite one. It's Jack Jenkins rounds 2 and 3. If you add Stirling KO, Pericic KO, for round 2, it's 28-1. For round 3, it's 40-1. And my second one is the submission special, Tim. This is your thing.
Oh, you're gonna have the same one as me.
Thainara sub, Montague sub, Crute sub, 43-1. That is my Lambo parlays. What do you have, Tim?
You almost had the exact same one as me. You have my shoot for the moon if you added Crute. I did Thainara, Montague, Petroski sub 65-1. If you wanted to add Crute, it's 247-1. I'm probably going to round robin those, just to be honest. I'd rarely round robin props, but like I think I'm round those.
Thainara, Montague, Crute, and who?
Thainara, Montague, Petroski is my first, and then I added Crute.
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe doing a round robin between Rowston 2-3 and Jenkins 2-3. Just one of those, like maybe do those 2-3s as well. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it and maybe come back to it. Those are gonna be astronomical if they hit. So I might actually do them for very small, just for shits and giggles. I mean, $25 bet that wins, $4K or something.
Yeah.
All right. That's all. 588 live viewers. Appreciate you all. Thank you for being in here. Love all the support. Comment on the video after it's up on YouTube. Please like. There's only 63 likes. Why is there so?
Yeah, we shouldn't have given the Lambo parlays, dude.
That's crazy how little it is. 63 likes. What is going on? This is ridiculous. How do I have 588 people here and only 63 likes? What is going on? Anyways, I still appreciate you guys. Thank you very, very much. I have a jiu-jitsu tournament to go to tomorrow. My son has a big tournament early in the morning. Not early, 11 o'clock, and then he has 2 o'clock. So we're busy. He's got a wrestling tournament coming up next month as well. And then we're going off to Vegas, Tim. Off to Vegas. I think it's third week of October. Yeah, third or second week of October. So it's going to be fun. A bunch of people from the Discord is going to be out there. We're going to have a great time. We're all staying at the same hotel. And, yeah, it's going to be kumbaya, Tim. All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Good luck tomorrow. And let's cash these tickets for UFC Perth.